If I'm going to make Limelight, I'm going to need lime. So I made this stuff last fall, and at the time it was lime. I'm assuming it's still lime. I don't really know until I try. I think what I'll do is see if I can make some formed lime so that I'll have something to direct my hellfire at. I'm getting a little more efficient in filling my cylinders. My oxygen cylinder is full. I've got 525 in there. My hydrogen cylinder is at about 375. I think this balloon might be enough to bring it up to 525. Interestingly, I don't really have a use for that oxygen, so I'll have to think up something to do with that. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing full, and then we're going to try out my new and improved hydrogen oxygen torch. This is my new and improved hydrogen oxygen torch. Rather than these things, which were billed as a regulator but are really more of an on-off switch, I've got needle valves now, color-coded, oxygen, hydrogen, so that I can go ahead and bring my regulators here off of my tanks up to pressure, about 45-50 psi, and then I can gradually control my hydrogen and oxygen flow. So that's going to be the next iteration of the hydrogen oxygen torch. I think hydrogen will last longer because it won't be coming out in a torrent, and I won't get so excited that I forget to turn on the oxygen, so we'll get a true hydrogen oxygen flame rather than what we had last time, which was hydrogen and air. So let me get filled up. We'll take it out there and fire it up and see what she'll do. Just going to do a couple of quick sort of setup burns. Got a couple of projects coming up that need burn product, so I'm just going to go ahead and fire up the big can and see what she'll do. It's always an exciting moment to bring the big can out and fire it up. I'm not afraid to admit that I had a reason why I wanted to light up today, which is kind of got an ulterior motive around it. And I'm going to go back again to the title of the show, because this seems like a tremendously bad idea to me. The deal being that I've got this oxygen, which is the result of electrolyzing water from a hydrogen oxygen torch, and I don't need it. So I think I'll just put it in the fire. Now, this is almost certainly an incredibly, incredibly bad idea. If I'm immolated, I'm sorry that you get to see it on TV. I'm hoping, since it's just oxygen, it shouldn't travel back up the tube. It was probably more exciting from close up than it was from far away. I have an ulterior motive because I need this lime for my Limelight experiment. So I've got some shells and some tubes of hydrated lime that I made. I'll go ahead and put those in there down at the bottom where they'll get nice and hot for a nice long time. So we're back outside, and I've got my cameras rolling. I'm not as concerned about sort of the rapid unscheduled disassembly phenomenon this time, but I'm concerned enough that I'm going to go ahead and put my face shield down and just give this a little tick. You just really never know it was burning if you couldn't just see kind of the distortion that's right around it. It's really hot. Again, the definitive thing is, can I melt glass with it? Oh. Okay, so I'm going to call that incredibly satisfying. I'm not quite sure what I did that did that, but I'll do it one more time. It's clearly a hot flame. I'm going to call that more than a proof of concept. I'm going to call that a job well done. I think what I'm going to do is let it get dark and try to make Limelight. So we'll pause here and wait for the sun to go down. Well, I don't want it to get too much later because I'm not sure how much you'll be able to see and even the amount of light that I have left. So there is my lime that I made in my inaugural big can burning. Let's try lighting this baby up and see if we can't make Limelight. I have no idea what's about to happen here, but I'm interested to see. I hope you guys are too. Let's try this just for the sake of style. I wonder if we'll be able to see the fire any better now. No, not really. A little bit. That, my friends, is Limelight. I may be running out of gas, but you got to admit, I made Limelight, and Limelight's cool. Yep, that's it. I'm out. But I made Limelight. Let's clean this up and take it back inside and talk about what just happened. I think everyone's going to agree that that demonstration was immensely satisfying. I'm at the point of a real conundrum right now because I don't really know what to do, because the torch was incredibly powerful, but it's got a duration of action that's measured in minutes. And the other thing is that it's very cumbersome. I have to do this for a week and then pump to get enough hydrogen to make that duration of action last about 3 or 4 minutes. Now, I did figure out what was wrong with my pump, so I think I can probably up my game on storing the hydrogen, but still, it's an awfully labor-intensive process for the kind of return I get for it. So I'm really going to have to decide whether or not this thing turned out to be a curiosity or whether it's an actual usable tool, and I don't think I've really answered that question yet. So I think that's probably a good place to close the episode, because it was kind of fun to make Limelight and melt glass. So please feel free to like and subscribe if you want. Of course, you don't have to if you don't want to, although I have to admit I really thought this one was worth clicking that button. Tell your friends if you want, or again, if you don't want, that's fine too. I'll be back when I decide what I'm going to do next. I've always got something going on, and it might even be this. So thanks very much for watching, and have a great day.
Get out of the way, please. It's burning, bursting into flames, and it's falling on the morning fast, and all the folks agree that this is terrible. This is the worst of the worst catastrophes in the world. Oh, it's like 400 or 500 feet into the sky, and it's a terrific crash, ladies and gentlemen. The smoke and the flames now, and the flame is crashing to the ground, not quite to the mooring mast. Oh, the humanity.